some things just magical. That hook, that beat, mystical, everything. This right here is a 2-part segment because I want to get into a bit of your situation that you had later on in life with this song. But yeah, man, this very much a standout track off the album. Like my partner said, like this. That thing when you...
That's that war talk,
That's that war talk. So how did it come about? Did you just come in the studio, KLC had the beat playing?
Nope.
Okay.
So, Kel don't shoot. My disclaimer right now, Kel, I'm apologizing in advance because we may have to edit this part. All right, so... Me and Kel were sitting in his Suburban, listening to the Batman Returns soundtrack.
Prince?
No.
Oh.
They had a song on there called The Hunter Gets Captured by the Game. We bought the album because KL was a big Method Man fan, and Method Man had a song on there called The Riddler. So we listened to this song called The Hunter Gets Captured by the Game. And they had a breakdown. It said, anytime the hunter gets captured by the game. Ba-boom, boom, ba-boom, boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. I said, man, I want that right now, Kel. Just like that. While we in this car listening to this, I said, I want that right there. He like, what? I'm like, that little piece that they just were playing, I want that right there. So he like, you serious, huh? I'm like, yeah. We go to the studio. Bam, he played. He added them drums to it. And that was it. After that, I'm just, put the soldier rag on my eye. You know, I was ready for that. And I was saying, murder, murder, kill, kill. It's real on the battlefield. So the Slim come in the studio and say, nah, nigga, say shit's real. I said, all right, cool. So I put shit's real on it. He was supposed to be on it, right? So I don't know where his ass was at that night, but I went and brought it to Mike. I said, Mike, I want you to hear this shit. I had already 2 verses done. I said, Mike, I need to get you on this. So Mike just went in there, laid his verse. And he kind of took the pattern of my 3rd verse, and he just kind of flipped it. Because if you notice on the 3rd verse, I was like, I was born a soldier, mama would tell you I never was fake. So he was like, I'm sick and tired of telling you niggas I'm not. He took that cadence and just flipped that mother. Yeah, he's mystical.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying?
Straight up. I know that's a fan favorite when you do shows. I know they go crazy.
They all like to go. My favorite part is when I go soldier rag on my eye, soldier fit on my frame, my screen. Whoa. That's the whole crowd saying that. That be the energy. That's like a power, like a power booster.
So, your story has been well documented with the injustice that you went through, having to serve 21 years in prison. It's been known that they played your lyrics in your trial and tried to paint a picture of you like that. Yeah. What was your emotions and your feelings when they dropped that and you heard it? Like, were you just in total shock?
In court?
Yeah.
Man, so this is the best way I could describe this. When I was going through trial, I was having an outer-body and inner-body experience at the same time. I'm gonna say it again. I was having an outer-body and inner-body experience at the same time. I had emotionally detached myself from my situation so that I can effectively help my lawyers fight the case, right? Mm-hmm. So I was basically approaching my situation like I was one of the attorneys trying to help my lawyers win this case for this client, right? I had to detach myself because if I would have been in it emotionally, I don't know if I would have been able to handle it.
Yeah.
So I had to emotionally detach myself, yet I'm the person walking through it at the same time. So it was like I was in 2 different bodies at one time. I was a person who was witnessing this happening to this young man, yet I was the young man, if that makes sense, right? And so I was in strategy mode everything they were doing, I was just whispering to my lawyer, well, let's do this, or let's, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't even give myself the opportunity to get mentally or emotionally affected by it until it was over. I was like, these motherfuckers try to use my lyrics.
They really played my song.
Yeah, so they played it for the jury. They told the jury, they gave the jury a false representation of the lyrics. As we was talking about, they spliced 2 different songs together, Murda Murda and Shell Shock, put them together, made one cohesive statement that they presented to the jury, right? So I'm listening to this, and I'm telling my lawyer, I'm like, yo, them songs are like 3, 4 years old. You know what I mean? It's totally irrelevant to this case. They couldn't actually use it as actual evidence. So what the prosecutor said was, he's trying to establish my character. He was using it to establish my character, right? So they used my lyrics as a character witness against me. Basically, using it in a way that they would call propensity evidence. That because I make these kind of songs, I have the propensity to commit these type of crimes. And that's the way in which they was using it to the jury. Not that the songs itself is evidence, but that the songs gives you a look into who he really is as an individual. And I'm like, that is not true. I mean, rap has a lot of similes, hyperboles, metaphors. We exaggerate, you know what I mean? This is art, you know what I mean? As I mentioned on the Daily Show, and I will constantly repeat this because this is the most important point that I like to point out to people, is you have this artist, even if it wasn't me, in this particular verse, he might kill 45 people.
Yeah.
Right? But he also say he owned a jet and 2 Bentleys. And we know he don't. He's sitting here with a court-appointed attorney. Let's just be real here. So I think it's unfair that the prosecutors get to cherry pick what they deem to be autobiographical. You know what I mean? Like, nah, this part of the song is real. Well, it's like, okay, Holmes, what if he didn't write the shit? And look, if we're gonna go just with rappers, what about the ghostwriters? Do the ghostwriters go to jail? You know what I'm saying? Because this dude killed all these people in his song, but he didn't even write the shit. Somebody else wrote it. So who we lock up, the ghostwriter? Yeah. My thing is, it's just too many variables for you to take this serious. This is art, man. At the end of the day, this is art, and I don't think anyone should have their art used against them in that way. Now, in 2023, my wife and I was part of a collective that got a law passed in Louisiana. You know, it's called the RAP Act, and it's the Restoring Autistic Protection Act. And we basically, it prevents that from happening to other artists in Louisiana. We're trying to get it passed on a federal level. I traveled all across the country advocating for it, because I think that's wrong.
It is.
It happened to me. I don't want that to happen to anybody else, because I just think that we got to leave that out of the courtroom. Now, don't get it twisted. The law that we're advocating for does not protect you from self-incrimination. If your ass make a song about killing somebody and you really killed them the night before,
you gotta go.
And you're in the video by the blood, and you're rapping this, that, and the other, and they can find a motive. They got motive, intent, and all of that. Bro, you need to go to jail. Like, this is not, you know what I mean? You can't just do that. What we're doing is we're protecting people from having your old works of art used as character witnesses against you. You know what I mean? Now, if they can tie your lyrics to an actual crime, then that's different, bro. That's, you know, we're not advocating for you. In fact, I think they need to slam you for being retarded. That don't make any sense.
Don't make no sense at all.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who does that?
It's you see it, it's the new generation with how they do things now, because you watch all the documentaries with all these killings going on in Chicago, Jacksonville, and they coming around making songs about smoking dead ops and this, that, and the third. I think what you're doing definitely needs to be done, but I think at some point in time in hip hop, people gotta hold somebody accountable for that. Like, they gotta stop that. Like, because I feel like that causes a lot of problems. Like, you look at the whole situation with those guys in Jacksonville. They just pretty much, they fighting because they said this on record. They said that on
Right.
record. It makes things worse.
Right.
And even with these podcasts and these situations, they get on here telling these stories, and then it's just an endless cycle. It's an endless cycle. So I applaud you for what you're doing, because it was big with the Young Thug trial as well when they were trying to play his music. But I think somebody of these higher ups in this hip hop world gotta hold some of these artists accountable with that idiotic stuff that they doing.
Yeah. So now, I think two things can be true at one time. I think we can protect free speech while also holding people accountable for their actions. Now, if you actually have evidence of a crime that's committed by this individual that's rapping about this, then guess what? The rap is irrelevant. See, I think the thin line that they're treading is the rap itself, in my opinion, should not be brought into it because there's too many variables and it's too gray of an area.
Yeah.
I think where there is evidence, you ain't gonna need no rap.
Straight
You know
up.
what I'm saying? So that's how I look at most of these cases. Now, should these young men be more responsible with their songs? Of course. I mean, but that should be a personal choice. If you are irresponsible enough to really make a song about an active investigation of a crime that you know you committed that they can tie you to, I just think that that's foolish, man. And there are systems in place for that, right? What we're doing, our law just basically, I don't like to use the word forces, but they have like a 3-point or 4-point, it's like a set of protections that they have, a list of questions that they have to answer to determine if this is admissible. You know what I mean? And that's something they should already be doing. But we had to get this law passed because they're not. You know what I mean? We're basically getting them to uphold laws that they already have in place. Freedom of speech is something that should already be protected. You know what I mean? But I just think that as far as the artists, man, we got to be more responsible with self-incrimination.
Yeah.
I mean, even as you mentioned, the people on these podcasts, and even the younger brothers that's with other music, I think that attention, man.
Yeah.
I think attention is a new drug.
Wow.
And a lot of people is addicted to it, and for it, people are doing some strange things.
Straight up.
There's nothing wrong with attention. And let me look at this camera and say, America, there's nothing wrong with attention. I believe every human being has a desire for some attention, right? It's what some people would do for it that creates the problem.
Shout out to y'all, man, for taking that stand on that.